Like, also I've been thinking about like filming, but I don't know how to film, because every time I get ready to film I want to talk about God. And maybe that's what I should do. So I'll do a quick little testimony. So one, I got my dream job by the grace of God, and I'll tell the story of that. And then I also will tell the story about how I got my dream relationship, and all of this I manifested. And I hope you just bear with me because I have a very sporadic personality, so like I'm gonna be trying to jump all over the place. We'll start from the very beginning. About 2 years ago, I kind of wanted a change in my life, and so I've been hearing about vision boards and all that, so I made a vision board. And on this vision board, I kind of was like intentional, but like not really intentional, in the sense that I was just letting it flow, and I didn't know how it was gonna happen. And hopefully I'll like insert pictures that kind of represented the vision board, because I don't have that vision board anymore. So I did that, and then I thought that year I was like, this is gonna happen, this is what's gonna happen. And it was around the C word, vid, and I had no idea how it was gonna happen. I kind of started working on the vision board, and I did that by trying to upload on YouTube, by doing things that I thought would gain traction. But what I found out is that I got camera shy, because you're looking directly in the camera when you are filming, and I didn't like what I saw. Like, I was not happy looking at myself talking, and that bothered me because I wasn't able to express myself in the way that I wanted to, and it definitely showed on camera. After I tried a couple of videos, I was watching them and I was like, this is not me. And then I went through a moment of self-healing, and I continued to go in therapy, and that just took me on a roller coaster of things. Like, so much happened, and I really do pray and hope that one day I get the time to actually sit down and digest it and like share it with people, because I think it's amazing what God did in my life and did for me. And I don't know how to express it, but this video is to just give glory to God, and like to allow whoever needs to hear that God is, he hears you, sees you, wants you to be happy. God would definitely do it for you. And I'm saying that because I've always been a believer, but I wasn't committed to God. I was like, I believe in you, but I wasn't committed. Anyway, so throughout my therapy sessions, throughout my self-healing journey, God was just testing me, supporting me, challenging me, encouraging me, just doing all the things God be doing. So I started kind of realigning, like, okay, what do I actually want? And that made me realize that my dreams on my vision board at first wasn't what I wanted, it's what I think society was feeding me. Once I realized that, I had to realign myself to the vision that I saw of myself, and then also intertwine what I know God sees in me. And that just changed my life. With the self-learning journey, I was able to see parts of myself that I never really seen before and really embrace those parts. So I got back into art, got into a lot of creative things, and I used to be kind of all over the place. I still am, but now it's more like a calm chaos. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like a calm chaos. And now I'm comfortable in my skin, and I'm comfortable in seeing whatever reflects, because I know I'm working on it and I know I've done the work. That would last maybe like 2 to 3 months, maybe 4, maybe 6, I don't know, maybe a year. Honestly, yeah, 2021 was a whole year of just working out the kinks, doing the work, crying, purging, just hell. Just hell. 2022, that's when I was kind of getting discouraged, because nothing in my life, or in my eyes, let me say that, in my eyes, nothing would really change. But what I realized, it wasn't that I was looking for a change externally, I was looking for a change internally. And that was 2022 of being like, oh, getting used to person, seeing the world in a different way, integrating and having a semi-relationship with God, and wanting more from God, and wanting to be more committed in with God. So from there, I just started embracing the journey. I was like, okay, maybe it's just not my time. I even got to the thought of like, maybe me pursuing these dreams makes me unhappy. And I say that because there was a part of my journey that I told myself and then told God that if it doesn't give me peace, I'm not pursuing it. I just got sick and tired of the chaos in my life. I was like, if it doesn't give me peace, I'm not pursuing it. And like, I still practice that on different levels till this day, but like overall, I was just like, I'm done. It's peace or nothing. And I think that was a major shift in my life. I never seen transformation so quick until I accepted peace. So once I started accepting peace, I had to start accepting myself, and then I also had to start accepting God into my life. Legit just snowballing. Through 2022, the beginning and middle, it was just me getting used to this new version of myself, because when you start to just navigate and like actually do the work, you realize that like the old patterns of yourself doesn't align with you, and you actually are uncomfortable. Like, you're uncomfortable. And then for me, I didn't know why at first, but it was until I talked to my therapist, and I was like, I feel like a new person and I don't know her, and it scares me, but like, and she was like, that's okay, because the old you is dead. And I didn't want to accept that, but like, it was true. The old me died, and I had to grieve that. And once I grieved that, and I started to accept that, and I started to accept, okay, I'm a new person, and this new person has different needs, different wants, different desires. And luckily, I think God was already playing in my life. And so I didn't have to search hard for the things I wanted to pursue now and what I wanted to do. It was just me having to actually put the actions to what I wanted. And so once I started doing that, I started to just coast. I would say coast. Things just started kind of coming into my lane. It wasn't until maybe 2023 when I started to actually see change. I first started to see change in myself and accepting that. And as soon as I started accepting that, I met my boyfriend. Really didn't think anything about it because I wasn't in the dating scene, and I thought I wasn't really wanting to get serious with anybody. But now I can say my boyfriend's a true blessing in my life, a true blessing. And I realized I wouldn't have been able to actually be in a relationship with him if I didn't do the work first, and then two, if I didn't accept who I was, because this man sees me for who I am in a good way. And like, if I kept trying to run from who I am, I don't think I would have been able to foster the relationship I have with him. And so once I did that, I started looking in other areas in my life of like, okay, where am I dissatisfied? And it was my work. I was dissatisfied in my work. And so I started searching out. In early 2023, the company that I am with now had a position. I went through the process of everything, and they ended up not actually hiring me. That's when I started kind of losing faith. And I think that was really important for me in my journey with God, because it made me realize that I need to start putting God in everything. And stop relying so much on my own doings, because I was an independent girly. I could do it. I know how to do it. I don't need nobody's help. No, God set me down and was like, honey, let me do what I do. And I kept getting signs of like, be patient, because from there I did so many career transitions, and I up-leveled myself in so many ways that I was exhausted near the end of it. and I didn't want to do it anymore. And as soon as I was like, okay, I'm done, I don't want to do anything more, like I'm just done, I'm fed up, blessings on blessings on blessings just started pouring. Opportunities, I had so many opportunities, I had to turn some away. I never thought I would be able to say that, but like I had so many opportunities that I had to turn some away. That changed my life because, you know, the lack mindset of me is like, oh, I need to take this, I need to take this. But no, I was like, God, if you give me away, I will make something work. I will do your will. As soon as I started saying that and actually putting it in action, because what I realized is that God won't work unless you start putting it in action. Okay, like that's the word, put it in action. I just did the work, and then I had a random call as I was doing my job search, a random call, and it was like, hey, I know you interviewed for us before, but now we have a position, would you like it? And it was perfect. It was perfect. Like, and it was so easy, like the onboarding, getting hired, the interview, it was just easy and like great. And then when I actually got the job, it was my dream job. On my vision board, I put this picture of all these women on at a conference table in an open space, collaborating, doing creative things. And even in my manifestation journals, I was saying, God, I want this type of environment. I want it to be a place where it feels like I'm just painting, that I'm just giving my time to you, like a hobby. And that's what my job feels like, a hobby that I love. And like, of course, like there's moments where I'm like, oh, this is a job. But most of the time, it feels like a hobby. And then God was testing my faith. God was testing my faith. I got in a car accident and it was bad. It was bad. It was airbags everywhere. There was smoke. I had to get, my foot was messed up a little bit. Like it was bad. But I got out of it alive. And I was like, you know what, God? I have faith. I'm gonna show you I have faith by continuing the plan that you gave me. So that's what I did. I continued the plan that God gave me. And there still are moments where I'm questioning. I'm like, oh my gosh, because I'm uncomfortable. But like at the same time, it's peace. It's just knowing I'm gonna be okay. It's knowing that when things get rough, I have a hand to lean into. I have somebody, I have God to just be like, you know what? I am not okay and I just need comfort. The amount of times I ask God for comfort is unreal. Like it's unreal. I'm not really having to search for things. I'm not having to struggle for things. With my upbringing, if I'm not struggling, I feel like I'm doing something wrong, or there's like this shame that comes. But I'm like, no. My life is filled with ease because I do the work, I listen to God, I'm obedient, I'm doing it. I am her, okay? I am her. It's just new beginnings constantly, honestly. And it's like blessings on blessing on blessing, like so many different things, so many blessings. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I just wanted to do this testimony because I do believe that sometimes saying thank you isn't enough. And I wanted to make sure I gave God all the glory and tell somebody that if you are struggling, or if you're having a hard time, or even if you just are in the transition phase, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And I know it's kind of hard, but like please keep pushing through. Reach out to people, like to the right people. Don't be reaching out to everybody because everybody doesn't have your best interests. I learned that. But like reach out to people. You don't have to tell them everything, but even just telling them a little bit of something, like, oh, I'm not okay, and like not having to go deeper into that, it helps. Also, put things into action. Put things into action. One more time. Put things into action. Okay, put things into action. I am a dreamer and I get it. It's easy to be a dreamer. It's so easy. It is so nice. But those dreams are real. Put it into action. Put it into action. Anyway, I want you to know that I love you and that I care for you you and that you're gonna be amazing, and I hope you have a good day. Bye for now.